Tonight begins Pete Carroll's quest to bring all of that culture to restore the Raiders back to their winning ways.
I really want to see Pete Carroll's culture and how it translated into the game. I want to see Geno Smith really sling that ball.
I'm very excited for Brock Bowers. He broke the receiving catches last season. He's going to do the same this year. And Jeanty, he did really well in college, and very excited to see what he does here in the NFL. I'm going for Super Bowl 2025 this year, bro.
Oh, they're going to the Super Bowl. They need a little bit more work, but I think the talent is there, and they just have to keep practicing, work hard, but I think they'll get there by season.
He's got a man open. Touchdown Raiders!
From Channel 13, this is Vegas Locker Room, sponsored by Active Plumbing and Air Conditioning.
Football senses tingling. We've been saying it for weeks now, but it doesn't get much more official than this. Football is back, even if it's just the preseason. The Raiders suiting up and playing their first exhibition game of 2025 this week. Now, wins and losses don't count this time of year, but this felt a little personal. It was a homecoming for Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, who are no strangers to Seattle. Back under the lights of Lumen Field, but roaming a different sideline in new colors. The gum assassin, Pete Carroll, returning to the place he called home as head coach for 14 seasons, leading the Seahawks to 10 playoff berths and a Super Bowl title. After the Russell Wilson era came, Geno Smith's time to shine, revitalizing his career, keeping receipts, and not writing back for 5 seasons before leaving for Las Vegas. Back in front of the 12s as the opposition, Carroll and Smith start writing a new chapter in silver and black. Well, it's what every Raiders fan got their popcorn out to see. What would Chip Kelly's offense look like out of the gates? We got our first look at this new look backfield of Geno and Jeanty, and in the early goings, things didn't exactly start with a bang. Geno Smith's first real snap as a Raider, rolling out of the pocket, hitting Trey Tucker for a 15-yard gain. But that's his last completion we'd see, going 1 of 3 and a 3-and-out, being yanked after 1 drive. Ashton Jeanty handed the rock for the first time in game action, gaining 3 yards, but it goes backwards from there, gobbled up for a 4-yard loss, finishing with 3 carries for -1 yard in 2 drives. A defensive starter steps up in the first string's first drive. Isaiah Palomau makes a diving interception in the red zone, showing why he earned that extension. A shaky first half sees Vegas fall down by 2 scores. Pete Carroll calling it a miserable first half.
We started really poorly. We had a really hard time. We didn't run the ball very well in the first half. We really didn't do much of anything very well, but we stayed close. And so it was the opportunity for us to face that up and then come on back and see what you can do in the second half.
And it's blocked!
It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. The Raiders outscoring the Seahawks 20-7 in the second half. The Seahawks blocking a Daniel Carlson field goal as time expires. So for the second straight preseason, one of Las Vegas's 3 preseason games ends in a tie. The names to know on the Raiders offense wasn't making SportsCenter top 10, but starters hardly played. A reworked offensive line still gaining chemistry. What Raider Nation wanted to see was the effort, and they got a whole lot of that and resilience. Once Geno took the clipboard, in came Aidan O'Connell, the third-year quarterback looking to show he's grown his game in the offseason. Well, it didn't look like that was the case at first. AOC tosses a pair of picks, badly underthrowing rookie Dante Thornton on a deep ball, coming back around and turning it over again. A Seahawk cutting off the pass and taking it the other way. A brutal start for the former Boilermaker that gives fans flashbacks to last season. After halftime adjustments, O'Connell comes back with vengeance, settling in and finding Alex Bachman to set up a field goal, and later slinging it to Dylan Lobby for the Raiders' first touchdown of the preseason. Then it was Miller time. No, not Colton, but Cam. The rookie quarterback out of North Dakota State reportedly got the nod of approval from Tom Brady, and he gets another one from Raider Nation in his first NFL action. The 2-time FCS national champion looks the part, albeit against 3rd and 4th stringers. Connecting with Sherrick Jackson on the bomb, Shedrick that is, leading a game-tying drive and driving the field in a 2-minute drill to set up what could have been a game-winning field goal. The young gun makes his case to be QB2.
You took a couple hits, you just kind of get the NFL game and, feel the speed of it. And, I know it's a preseason game, but it's still NFL football. So, just for him, I thought he did a great job out there. But most importantly, I thought he was able to just go out there and get some reps and feel what it's like. I thought he got some experience and now he can get better from it.
Well, it wasn't just Geno and Pete making a homecoming. Former All-Pro safety Jamal Adams spent 4 seasons in the Emerald City and was flying around like his old self. Held back by injuries the last few seasons, Adams reunited with Carroll, converted to linebacker, and on his old turf, Prez was making his presence felt, blitzing like his hair's on fire and bringing the juice. He was the highlight for the defense. The question is, can this new Raider named Adams stay healthy? Well, a big talker out of Thursday's game was Marshawn Lynch. While it's not a rare sight to see Lynch at a Seahawks game, who would have thought we'd see him on the sideline as a photographer? That's right, beast mode himself. Marshawn Lynch traded a football for a camera and was spotted on the field taking photos for the NFL. I bet they're pretty good photos. Well, look, there's still plenty of preseason left for the Raiders. Up next, the team is hosting a joint practice with San Francisco on August 14th before the Silver and Black host the 49ers at Allegiant Stadium on August 16th at 1 p.m. Then the Raiders wrap up their preseason games in Arizona against the Cardinals on August 23rd at 7 p.m. Now the attention shifts to the San Francisco 49ers, who will host a joint practice with the Raiders before facing off at Allegiant next weekend. Alex Eschelman caught up with Niners team reporter Brianna Janelle to see what fans should expect.
You would think a typical NFL fan, when they're turning into the preseason, they might not recognize the names on the field, but man, those names are fighting hard for a roster spot because the rosters are getting cut down to 53 as we inch closer to the NFL regular season. So these games are especially crucial for draft picks or, young players to make a case for themselves to earn a spot on a roster. So these games, every single snap counts. Coaches are evaluating every single move that happens out there. But for this Niners and Raiders game coming up, I'd have to tell the Raiders fans to take a close look at the 49ers defense because there's a lot of young players on this team and a lot of names you might not recognize, but they're going to make a case for themselves definitely. So I would take a really close look at the 49ers D-line because they're young players, but Robert Saleh said himself that he's going to be relying on them in the regular season for those starting spots. I'd also want to give a heads up about Upton Stout. He's a quarterback. Also, he looks really young and a little small, but Robert Saleh said not to dismiss him for his size because he is aggressive on the playing field.
So Max Crosby, you know the guy. He loves to pick a fight or two. Very aggressive franchise. Lives up to the Raider name, of course. He's talked about how excited he is for that joint practice and has no problem picking a fight. Are you excited to see what goes down maybe between a guy like Max Crosby and George Kittle? What are you expecting?
Yeah, we just finished up a joint practice with the Denver Broncos. And it wasn't necessarily picking fights because there's a lot of former 49ers players that are now on that Denver team. So it was all about a family reunion. And it's football. It was getting aggressive on the field and people were getting a little chippy. But at the end, it's all hugs and family at the end of the day. But with this Raiders team, I know to bring another level of energy.
A lot of energy between these former Bay Area rivals, but moving from one football to another, the Las Vegas Lights have found their new head coach. The club introduced Devin Rensing this week at Cashman Field, who has spent the last 5 seasons as an assistant in the USL. Interim coach Giovanni Truiz remains with the Lights as an assistant on Rensing's staff. Rensing replaces Antonio Nocerino, who was fired just 12 games into his first season leading the club. Las Vegas sits at last place in USL Western Conference standings, and Rensing will try to right the ship.
I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be in Las Vegas. It's obviously an amazing city. Excited to be working with this club that I think has a lot of potential, and with our front office and Jose as our owner. Excited to be working with the guys, and more importantly, excited to get on the field Saturday night.
I think he's the right person for the job, not only to sort of right the ship and correct where we are here in 2025, but also to lead into 2026 as well.
Hopefully Rensing helps the Lights get lit. Okay, when we come back, one former UNLV athlete is continuing to make history for the Rebels months after graduation. And Alex Eschelman gives us a look at some of the challenges many student athletes face when trying to balance academics and athletics during the school year. Stay with us. Jackson Woodard is still making UNLV history. The former linebacker has become the first Rebel student athlete to earn the Mountain West Hal K. Rothman Sportsmanship Award. The honor is given to a student athlete in a Mountain West sponsored sport who has distinguished himself through sportsmanship and ethical behavior. The former linebacker was also earning the Mountain West's highest honor as the Scholar Athlete of the Year. He's only the third Rebel from any sports to receive the honor. Woodard is the most decorated football player in Rebel history and is currently participating in training camp with the Houston Texans. A's first baseman Nick Kurtz continues to make headlines for the Athletics. The rookie being named July's American League Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month. This is the third straight month an A's player has been named AL Rookie of the Month and the second straight for Kurtz. On July 25th, Kurtz became the first rookie in MLB history with a 4-homer game. Brent Rooker also received some recognition this week, being named the A's 2025 Heart and Hustle Award winner. The award is given to players who, quote, exemplify a true passion for the game and who best embodies the values, spirit, and tradition of the game, end quote. Congrats to both Brent and Nick on all their achievements. Well, back here in Vegas, the Las Vegas Aviators are gearing up for another homestand beginning on Tuesday. And this week, they are honoring our state's unofficial state flower, the orange traffic cone. As part of a promotion for What If Night, the Aviators will rebrand as the Las Vegas Cone Gestures for their August 15th game against the Tacoma Rainiers. Let's take a look at some of this swag. So obviously, I know it kind of looks like the construction on I-15 right here with the state's unofficial state flower right here, but you got some black, you also got some neon green, not to be mistaken with some Seahawks colors right here. So be sure to get your hands on this for the What If game for the Aviators. And just to throw this bad boy on, I think it looks pretty good. All right, well look, a merge between the Pro Volleyball Federation and Major League Volleyball has left Las Vegas without a team. The new MLV will open play in January 2026 with 8 teams in Atlanta: Columbus, Dallas, Grand Rapids, Indianapolis, Omaha, Orlando, and San Diego. The Vegas Thrill tells Channel 13 they were not included in the merger because they do not have a designated ownership group and will therefore not be competing in the 2026 season. Well, the Las Vegas Aces were quiet as the WNBA trade deadline passed on Thursday, making no moves and leaving their roster intact. Now Vegas is preparing for the Connecticut Sun to continue their 3-game homestand. And star A'ja Wilson says the team's fluctuating performances lately have helped her become a better leader, both on and off the court.
It's really helped me buckle down and being a leader to my team. It's easy to lead when you're winning. Winning disguises a lot of different things. But when you're in the trenches and things aren't going well and it feels like everybody got something to say about the Aces team, how do you lead that? How do you get all the minds on one accord of staying poised through the noise? And I think that's what I really kind of learned about myself. I got into meditation and I'm trying to reach out to my teammates in different ways. So a lot of this, it's not really on court for me. It's more so off the court and how I can get the best out of my teammates.
You can watch the Aces play the Sun on Sunday on the Spot, Vegas 34. Pre-game coverage begins at 5:30 p.m. Well, the Las Vegas Aces stepped off the court this week and into the community, helping students have success in the classroom. Our Alex Eschelman shows us how the Aces are repping their school spirit for local kids.
Hundreds of local students lining up outside of Aces headquarters here Thursday to get ready for another year of school with the help of the Las Vegas Aces Back to School Drive.
It shows how nice that actual team is. They have a bunch of stuff for people who need it.
Needs like backpacks and school supplies given out by players including Dana Evans and Kia Stokes.
It was exciting when you get new things. I think it makes the environment better and made me want to learn, so hopefully it does the same for these kids.
And some of the 300 CCSD Title I K-12 students felt that excitement. What was your favorite thing that you got over there?
My father. Probably the backpack.
Now, along with the Aces, their fan base also contributing donations throughout the week didn't go unnoticed by some local families.
With the way the economy is nowadays and like having 3 kids to shop for, so getting a little help, it means a lot. I don't really have the right words for it because it's a lot of grace that they're extending to all the families and just I'm grateful for it.
And as for the Aces, this is their way of showing how grateful they are for the community support.
They support and ride out with us, so I think it's only right for us to give back in ways like this.
Reporting from Aces HQ in Henderson for Channel 13 Sports, I'm Alex Eschelman.
Now, how cute is this? Here's baby Ada. She won the Las Vegas Aces Diaper Derby this past weekend. Ada and her dad Paul visited Channel 13 yesterday to talk all about the experience. He says that was the first time she got the courage to walk by herself.
She could walk assisted. She could walk touching something or having something to hold on to, but only a few steps.
Yeah.
That was the first time that she was just like, I'm just going to stand up. And that surprised me. And usually it would be just right back down for her. But nope, she just took off.
Way to go, Ada. Aside from being surprised and happy, Paul says his first thought was that Ada would be disqualified because she started walking in a crawling race. But he says she was the only one actually participating in the race. He says all the other babies stayed behind. Congrats again to little baby Ada. What an adorable moment for her and her family. Okay, when we come back, it's back to school on Monday, and our Alex Eschelman shows student athletes some tips to help juggle school and athletics. Plus, hey, you want some free gas? The Vegas Golden Knights are donating gas again. We'll tell you where when we get back. Welcome back. As students get ready for the new school year, we can all remember the excitement and a little anxiety getting back to the books. I know I had some pretty cool swag back in the day. It's all about balancing academics and athletics, making the grade both inside and outside the classroom. It can be challenging. Our Alex Eschelman shows us how students of all ages can ace both this year.
Clark County schools will soon be back in session, and student athletes across the valley prepare for another year of excelling in and out of the classroom. However, sometimes it's hard to balance school and sports. A former Channel 13 Academic Athlete of the Month award recipient, Quinn Steidler, tells me she's found ways to manage both.
It was a lot about allowing myself time for everything, giving myself realistic goals and expectations.
Expectations that are met by planning ahead.
Organization is super important, keeping a calendar.
UNLV Associate Athletics Director for Student Athlete Academic Services, David Wedley, agrees and says those practices are important for all of us.
Early on, the department GPA, we've never had a 3.0 as an entire athletic department. We just earned our 16th straight semester of 3.0 cumulative for our student athletes.
A record that revolves around bringing fun competition into the classroom, something that Wedley says is a difference maker, whether you're a college athlete or one of the estimated 21,000 CCSD students who play sports.
We play mini golf and we have a chess tournament.
So this is our GPA Bowl each week. 2 position groups go head to head, and then the next week whoever increases their GPA the most wins. They get a designated area part of the lab where they get treats and special pens.
Explain the UNLV is dumb sign in the back.
Yeah, that was a little token we got from Utah State last year. A fan had it in the front row. After the game, I went up to him and asked him if I could have it. It's just something silly and fun to have, and a reminder that, if that's the perception, that we got to continue our efforts to break that perception.
For Quinn, she'll work to break that perception in her own way as she starts at UNLV this fall to study mechanical engineering while participating in intramurals.
I would try to plan something with one of my friends every weekend, or I would have a weekend, a day off, where I would just do something for myself.
I'm Alex Eschelman reporting for Channel 13 Sports.
Books come first. Of course, I was a high school football player back in the day, and you can't play without passing, and excelling in the classroom is just as important as excelling on the field, helping you be an effective athlete, student, and a person. Well, Max Crosby helped local kids get back to school ready this week. His foundation treating kids from a local Boys and Girls Club of Southern Nevada to a school supply shopping spree. 50 kids got the chance to stock up on $200 worth of school supplies at a local Walmart and were then treated to a pizza party for lunch. Crosby's wife, Rachel, was in attendance, with the UFC Foundation also contributing to the event. Hey, you want some free gas? The Vegas Golden Knights are giving away $20,000 worth of gas tomorrow as part of their back-to-school initiatives. The event will be held at the Sky Canyon Smiths beginning at 8 a.m. Fans will receive $50 of free gas and will be greeted by various members of the VGK cast. And with hockey right around the corner, the Knights are hosting a 25-hour open house at T-Mobile Arena beginning at noon on August 14th. Fans interested in purchasing season tickets will have the opportunity to see their preferred seat locations inside the Fortress. Participation in the games giveaways, tours, and more. The open house will be highlighted by 5 exclusive events, and it ends on August 15th at 1 p.m. Hey, big congratulations to our Summerlin South All-Stars who are heading to the Little League World Series. Summerlin captured the Mountain Region title, taking down Utah to clinch a spot in the Little League World Series. Locals have gathered all week to cheer on the team, with kids saying the team's success is inspiring them.
It makes me happy sometimes. It gives me encouragement to start playing harder.
I love it. It's so cool watching my friends and like the kids I know from even my own team.
We're really excited for them. They deserve all of this recognition. They've worked so hard.
They just need to battle hard. They have good bats. They can hit good. Go kick some butt.
Do your best.
Best of luck in Williamsport. They'll represent Nevada on the biggest stage in youth baseball. Of course, we all remember last year the Paseo Verde All-Stars of Henderson making it to Williamsport and making a deep run in the Little League World Series. Hopefully the Summerlin South All-Stars do the same, and congratulations to those All-Stars for representing not just Las Vegas and Nevada, but representing all the baseball scene in the Silver State with pride. Next week, speaking of the Silver State, we'll have much more on the Silver and Black as they continue their chase towards the regular season, as they continue on through the preseason, as they're hosting the San Francisco 49ers on Saturday. We'll see you next week right here on Vegas Locker Room. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a good night.